The 2017 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF. This is the retractable hardtop Miata nobody saw coming when it was first revealed at the New York Auto Show last spring. I'm Jay, and this is the latest episode of Car Buzz Unboxing Reviews. Now, we were given exclusive access to the MX-5 Miata RF at Pebble Beach, and it's really good because I was able to get a better look at this, and I have to say, I am just beyond impressed with what Mazda has done here. So if you saw my previous unboxing review of the 4th generation MX-5 Miata, you'll know how much I love this car. I'm a big Miata fan. I love this car ever since it first came out in 1989. And this 4th generation, it goes back to the original soul that 1st generation had. Weight is down, dimensions are down. But this MX-5 Miata RF is a little different. RF, it stands for Retractable Fastback. Now, the previous generation, the 3rd generation Miata, it also came with a hardtop, or retractable hardtop option. But I had a couple problems with it. One, it didn't look any different, except when the hardtop was up, it had the same body color, but it didn't look any different than the rest of the regular standard soft top Miata. And they charged more money for it, and it was heavier. And the Miata is supposed to be a lightweight little roadster. Now, apparently, Mazda claims they have fixed the problems from the 3rd generation hardtop with this one. And what I love about this, it's a fastback style. It really reminds me of the Jaguar F-Type Coupe, especially. And it also has that targa top, kind of like in the Porsche 911. And it was a really creative solution here. Compared to, look, Mazda could have just said, we're going to do a standard folding hardtop like the 3rd generation and call it a day. But no, this is a special car. And I know some people have said they don't like this taillight design here, but I really do. It's like these taillights were just cut right into the body. And I really like the way the rear tail just kind of comes together and folds in really tight like that. And again, it's all about getting dimensions down, therefore your weight is down, and you have a better overall driving experience. So this MX-5 Miata RF, I believe it is a pre-production model, but I want to point out a couple of things to you. First off is that the RF is going to be at the top of the Miata lineup, meaning you're going to get extra bits on here, such as these upgraded wheels. They have Brembo brakes. Now, you're going to typically get these things on the top trim level Miata soft top, but the RF is, like I mentioned, top of the line. Now, Mazda still hasn't officially released pricing just yet, but I'm guessing you can expect around $34,000, maybe $35,000. Under the hood, this is the exact same 2-liter Skyactiv 4-banger, 155 horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque. Same engine you get in the soft top. You can either have it paired to a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. Now, this particular car that was at Pebble Beach, it had the 6-speed automatic, which I would never buy. I mean, I know some people, they don't know how to row their own gears, or they just don't want to be bothered with it, but I think part of the Miata experience is shifting on your own. It's so much more fun, and the Miata, it comes with one of the best short throw shifters on the market today. And the interior is the exact same that you'll find on the standard Miata soft top, with a couple of exceptions. One, these red Nappa leather seats. Now, this Nappa leather is exclusive to the RF. Again, Mazda is pushing itself to be a bit more premium. I mentioned this in my unboxing review of the Mazda CX-9, the latest generation of that crossover as well. Everything in that vehicle was unlike any Mazda I've ever seen. It was so much more luxurious, and you're seeing that here as well. And that's fine. It's good that Mazda has a top trim Miata at some level here, and I think the RF is the perfect way to do it. Now, what's interesting here is that because of the retractable hardtop is that you're going to get a little bit of extra headroom here. So taller drivers will benefit a little bit, but if you're well over 6 feet tall, a Miata might just not be the best car for you. If you want a roadster, I recommend the Porsche 718 Boxster. I also reviewed that car. Fantastic, but the problem is with that is it gets really expensive. And the Miata here, this one here, fully loaded, around 35 grand. So let's start up the engine here and let you hear that for a moment. Okay, so another thing that I think you should know is that the Miata that's sold overseas, it has another engine option. Actually, it's the base engine, and it's a 1.5 liter four-banger, and it's not offered in the North American market. The 2 liter is optional overseas. The reason being is that Mazda knows Americans want as much power as they can get out of this small little car. But from what I've been told is that 1.5 liter four-banger is more fun to drive, believe it or not. Again, it makes the car weigh even less. So this is interesting here, this infotainment system. Now, if you check out my unboxing review of the regular Miata soft top, you'll notice that the screen is in black and white, but in the RF, it's in color. That, along with the Nappa red leather, is one of the things that Mazda has done to make the MX-5 RF more premium. And I do like Mazda's infotainment system. It's very logical, it's clear, the colors in this case are very, very nice, and it's controlled by that rotary dial on the center console, a lot like the BMW iDrive system. In fact, in many ways, it's a copy of iDrive. And fortunately, BMW has gotten iDrive simplified, and Mazda has taken cues from that as well. The climate control system, very simple, rotary dials. You don't need any fancy electronics here. This works just fine. And as with any Miata, whether it's the first, second, third, or this fourth generation, interior space is going to be tight, and it's even more tight here. Let's use these cup holders here for an example. They just come right off. They're not even stationary. Now, let's just hope you don't lose one of them or it just falls out the window while you're driving. Yep, and there's that 6-speed automatic. Go for the manual, folks. Trust me, you'll be much happier. And the steering wheel, this feels great. Now, I want to stress the ideal seating position that Mazda has configured here for the Miata. The driver, it fits you like a glove. You can heel and toe, again, with the manual perfectly. The steering wheel, it's positioned all ideally for the person who loves to drive. And that's what the Mazda Miata is. It's a celebration of simple, purified driving. Oh, I love watching this retractable hardtop go up. Raises and lowers, 12.5 seconds, up to speed of 6 miles per hour. Now remember, with the soft top, it's manual, so you can just open that up whenever you want. God, I love that fastback look. It's so much better than just a standard retractable hardtop. That would have been boring. Again, you're going to add about maybe 100 pounds to this car's total weight with that retractable fastback roof there. But I think it's worth the bit of weight sacrifice that you have to add to get this look. Again, it's special. And at the New York Auto Show, when this first debuted, everyone was staring at this car. It just looks so good. And we saw the same thing happening here at Pebble Beach. And at Pebble Beach, look, we did the Bugatti Chiron unboxing review. There's so much exclusive cars there, and yet this Mazda MX-5 RF held its own. What's also interesting is that, look, trunk space in a Miata, it's not much. Only 4.6 cubic feet. But there is the exact same amount of trunk space in the RF as you get in the regular soft top. Fantastic. So what's the performance like? Well, again, it's a Miata. You're not all about performance. It's about purity of driving. 0 to 60, the Mazda is claiming is going to happen in about 5.8 seconds. Top speed, about 130 miles per hour. Fuel economy, 27 miles per gallon in the city, 34 on the highway. And again, this is the modern day roadster that the British built for many years, but they just weren't reliable. Old MGBs, they leaked oil, you name it. You turn on the radio, I've heard of fires even starting in those old cars. That is not at all the case with the MX-5 Miata, never has been. And just look at it from that side view. It looks more expensive than it really is. So what's the competition for this? Because now you're thinking, well, now Mazda makes a coupe Miata, essentially. Is this a real competitor for the Subaru BRZ and the Toyota 86, formerly the Scion FRS? Well, maybe. I mean, those two are fixed roof. They don't even offer convertibles, whereas the Miata very much does or is. Performance, about the same. The BRZ and the 86, they have about 200 horsepower. This is 155. So it's entirely up to you. Which car do you feel better in? But people swear by these MX-5s, and I totally understand why. They even take them racing. There's a whole racing series just devoted entirely to the Miata. In fact, Mazda makes its own racing version that people can buy for those stock racing series. And I know some people are still not quite sure about the exterior design here, and you're gonna have to live with it because a lot of people really like it, and you have to remember a Miata, some people have always said it's kind of girly, but they've made this one edgy looking. Look at the rear fenders. It's muscular. The front end here, it's a little angrier. It's got that smile going a little bit in the grill, but look at those headlights. All right, I'm out of time. Everyone, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time on the next Car Buzz unboxing review. And don't forget to subscribe to the Car Buzz YouTube channel.